The Conservative Party just lost a regional and local election. Prime Minister Boris Johnson now wants to put his defeat behind him with his new government programme. This is a clear message from voters. They want us to focus on the big issues that matter to them, Johnson said after the UK election. It is about driving economic development forward, securing the energy supply, and getting the high prices under control. The measures to achieve this are in Johnson's government programme. It is a fresh start, as the newspaper The Times writes. He wants to scrap hundreds of European Union regulations, for example in the areas of environmental protection and genetic engineering. The advantages of Brexit should finally pay off in simplified administration, less effort for companies. Housing construction should be easier and, above all, faster. But it is also about asylum and immigration policy. Foreign criminals should be more easily removed from the country, as he puts it. But there are great fears in the party that all this will not be enough. The government just had to raise social security contributions for its citizens. Johnson has defined levelling up as an important goal. The mood in the party is that delivery must be made before the 2024 general elections. And Michael Gove, Minister for Housing, is curbing expectations. In a BBC interview, he described the difficulty that high inflation is also having an impact on government investments. Addressing the cost of living is more important than ever, but also difficult in view of inflation. MPs from the south of the country are already criticizing the fact that the focus of efforts is primarily on the north, the region in which the Conservatives were able to gain ground in the past elections, with a lot of promises, by the way. The Tories also lost in the local elections in the south, but the unrest in the party is far from turning into a storm. Johnson must now deliver for the voters to keep MPs on his side. And British Prime Minister Boris Johnson wants to cut 91,000 public sector jobs in the coming years, freeing up billions to fight rising living costs. This would eliminate about 1 in 5 of the current 475,000 full-time jobs in the so-called civil service. We need to lower government costs to lower the cost of living, Johnson told the Daily Mail newspaper. He hinted at tax cuts. Every pound the government doesn't take from taxpayers is money they can spend on their own priorities, on their own lives. The move is expected to save the equivalent of 4.1 billion euros a year. Unions reacted outraged, but Cabinet member Jacob Rees-Mogg defended the move on Friday. In order to combat the consequences of Brexit and the corona pandemic, additional positions were created that are no longer needed. In some ministries, the number of government officials has doubled in recent years. Well, that's at least what Rees-Mogg told Sky News. The hard cut only means a return to the level of 2016, when the majority of the British voted to leave the EU. In the future, staff should be used more effectively again. Critics accuse Johnson's government of doing far too little to relieve consumers in view of the rampant inflation. Experts warn millions could slide into debt and poverty as a result of skyrocketing energy and food costs. And not to forget the Brexit consequences that Jacob Rees-Mogg wants to declare over, but they are far from over. And one little thing in the end, congratulations to the UK for a very good second place in the Eurovision Song Contest. And yeah, I know what happened to Germany, but I didn't vote for him in the German pre-selection, so what? He's a nice guy, but I didn't like the song as well. I had another favorite, but you will never know if they have gone, how it would have ended. But it's a very big sign what the people in Europe did with their voting for Ukraine. Almost every country in Europe participating in the Eurovision Song Contest must have given the Ukraine, in the people's vote, 12 points. That's a sign, guys. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.